So today, guys, we are here to talk to y'all about the 2K situation. 2K received a lot of backlash over the past couple of days, and now they seem to have found a resolution. Obviously, we know creators like What's the Status, Prince Marty M, they were touched in some ways that, we shouldn't be talking about here today. But, you know what I'm saying? It was just a crazy situation, and What's the Status and 2K were able to come to a middle ground. So it looks like 2K was able to find that middle ground with creators, and here we are now. It seems like now we're in a happy space. The fans are happy, the creators are happy, 2K is happy. What are your thoughts, Mr. Kenny Baum? I'm gonna throw it over to you, sir.
So the whole situation was bad, but I just don't understand how we actually got to the point where we got, because 2K, they were saying that they banned him because he was posting inappropriate content. And then after everything was resolved, they were saying that it was causing stability issues and performance issues for the users. And you know what? I can really understand the ban if that's the case. If they're uploading these things that are being modded and it's causing community creations to crash or even the games to crash when you're playing them, I can understand why they don't want that stuff in there. But to label it as inappropriate, I don't know, but I'm just glad that we actually did come to this resolution where they did unban him. His stuff hasn't been re-uploaded in community creations yet, and I think it's going to be interesting to see what they re-upload, because I'm pretty sure we're not going to get the women in there no more. Glad I got them before they were removed. And I was looking for the final boss today, and he was not in there. So do they upload things like that, or I'm just interested to see what they have a problem with. But before I just keep going on, Kiro, what do you think about where we are?
I think it's good. This is more than I expected. I also downloaded the final bots. It's about the only What's the Status creation I downloaded. I think I didn't hit up the community creations this much this year. But yeah, I'm sad, man, because he had a lot of good things there. I guess a lot of them, in fact, almost all of them were modded. That's what really set What's the Status apart. Nobody else was doing it like he was doing it. He was one of the first ones to do it. He took advantage of that. And, it was against the WWE 2K's TOS at the end of the day. I always understood that, and I don't think any of us here argued against that. We just thought the way they handled it, going scorched earth, like I can't pronounce it. Scorched earth, goddammit. They just like, boom, shoot you in the head. No questions, no trial. You guys talk. Yeah, exactly. They talked, and look at what happened now. The ban is unlifted. Why wouldn't you do that before causing all this drama? Unless, I guess this was some sort of a crazy marketing ploy for 2K to get their names out there, for WWE 2K more specifically. Because again, all of this could have been avoided if you did this before, just boom, banning the guy. And now you kind of make yourself look good, but also bad, because you just took a back step. You took a step back. What are you doing, 2K? But at the same time, I'm glad, because I thought 2K was much more crazier about this than and they were not gonna step back at all. They were just gonna continue going into the direction of slowly phasing out the community creations, which I think they're still doing, just not aggressively as I thought. They've been fair to What's the Status, in my opinion, so we have to be fair to them and give where credit is due. So that's my whole what do you call it? Yeah, thoughts on it.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that what happened with the hashtag and everything like that over the past couple of days, like, it just shows that if we put in that much energy, to petition to make the game better, or to make something matter, it just shows that as a community and forming together, we can make some change. I think it was really impressive the fact that Status was trending on Twitter. A lot of creators took it upon themselves, such as myself, Kenny, Kiro, Mr. Dubs, and then Clint. They went ahead and did their thing. So, a lot of creators just working and doing whatever they got to do, man, to make sure that we were getting that news out there. So, really happy that that middle ground was found. Now, we have to see what's next. What creations are going to be good. What creations are going to be bad. So yeah, man, we still don't know, though. Just to point out just a quick thing, What's the Status did say that they reached some sort of agreement, but we still don't know what happened in terms of like what can be uploaded and what cannot be uploaded. So we're kind of still waiting on that.
Oh yeah, and we did see something wild. Us three only. You guys didn't see. That's why the reaction was there. The
Yeah,
communication creation
100%.
is wild, but that's what I want to ask you about, Brian. Is like, are there any news as far as like what's the agreement? So, what's the status is back, and he can create normal stuff, no modding, no nothing, no nothing breaking the TOS. He can create normally, but that's it. With that, I would assume that's the agreement they came upon.
Right. So there's an agreement. We still don't know what's in place. I don't think what's the status has disclosed it just yet,
Hmm.
but I assume we're gonna know soon over the week based on what he's posting. If I had to guess, intergender matches, double hair, stuff like that is probably going to stop. Unfortunately, I think like commentary and things like that, they don't affect the game that much because they're technically still in the game, just hidden. So I think it's more like the double hair and stuff like that. And maybe the reason why this happened is like community creations has always been like slow, and I think it's been a lot slower ever since the whole community creations with modding and stuff. Maybe I have to go back in history and really see, but that could be one of the main reasons why they probably noticed the stability and how slow it was at times with slowing stuff down, and they decided to pull back on it. And just to talk about what Kiro said, I just think they more mishandled it. If they gave this guy a warning saying, "Hey, this is what you can and cannot do," it would have all been a better situation in general. Obviously, we went through the hard way where a lot, and I mean a lot of outlets. I'm talking GameSpot. I think the other outlet was DGC or DHZ. Covered this whole stuff. So it was just pretty nuts. Like
Yeah.
it was crazy. Like for the pool of the 2K community for the WWE games, like I always like when you compare WWE games to like NBA 2K or Madden, it's relatively smaller. So the fact that as a community we were able to make so much noise, it really helped.
Yeah, absolutely. But one thing I do want to say is it's not over. What's the status is free. They are unbanning these creators, but just like when Kira was scrolling through X just now, we were looking at some of the community creations. There's a big problem there with a lot of those things that are
Agreed.
being uploaded. And they got to clean it up. I can't believe they still don't have an image filter in there. Somebody told me that these pictures are having to be approved now. I doubt that's true,
Yeah.
but they got to get something done in there like that because what we just saw should definitely not be in community creations. I think that's a
No,
lot
no,
worse than the mods.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. I
I
guess.
agree 100%.
Yeah. What we won't be seeing after this point it is very nicely summed up by what's the status in this post right here. I think after these all this debate, this whole controversy, we won't be seeing any more of these. More than one hair on creation, updated in-game models with makeup and new tats. Intergender stuff like I think Kenny mentioned in the beginning of the video. Invisible hair and height mod. There are some stuff that shocked me, like, okay, this was a mod. But yeah, a lot of this stuff breaks TOS. And yeah,
This is interesting because at that point, that's and not to say that Status isn't a great creator, but a lot of the stuff that was named right there, that's what made his creations interesting. The fact that he was able to do stuff like that. So you know, the agreement definitely surprised me because that was my first time seeing that. I've been out and about a lot, so I haven't been able to keep up. But that's interesting. I don't know how his creations will pan out from now on, but it's something that I will have to keep an eye out on because a lot of stuff that Status, puts together and what the community loves is no longer allowed. So that's going to be interesting.
no, I think that's
Yeah.
a great point, man. I want to take over real quick and say that everything he did, like the rock, the updated model, he almost worked on exclusively models that were in the game that we cannot update ourselves, that we cannot touch. We cannot add a beard to the rock, for example, but through modding, he could have done that. I mean,
Mhm.
like, what's just a quick, question, like, to you guys in the video and to everybody watching, like, when is the last time you downloaded a what's to create a status creation? That wasn't like an in-game model that was modded. It's for me, it's tough to remember. Like an original, every part is like say a swerve. Someone who wasn't
Hmm.
well, he wasn't there as Isaiah, but you get what I mean, right? Like it's just I always found myself downloading the updates of like Austin Theory, for example, with the beard, and not an original, completely original, or wrestler from TNA and stuff like that.
Agreed.
Yeah. I don't know what type of agreement that is, though. Pretty much it says, all right, well, you can come back, just don't break TOS. Pretty much what we were telling you to do before. But, I mean, not being able to update the wrestler's model, like give us that final boss rock, I mean, what's the benefit in, giving him that if that's pretty much what he made his name off of doing? Like, what's he going to do now? Is he going to have to make that rock, but from scratch? I don't know. I don't get it.
Well, last thing I'll say is at least the community creations and the creations too right now in the WWE games is robust enough that even with all these mods taken out, like I still see some incredible looking creations. So
yeah,
that leaves me hopeful for the future. But this is a blow in the sense that, yeah, we're not going to get that updated rock now. No way. And the only way we'll get it is my faction, Persona. And I doubt WWE or 2K is going to make it easy for us to get. Yeah, and if they go ahead and actually put that model out in the first place, if that's in their plans, so that makes me sad. That makes me sad.